Okay, I suppose we shall start. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the webinar of micro-credentials from the PMI. And we are happy to introduce our speakers. It's Gretta, that Gretta and Shanna, product managers and product team from PMI certification department. They both held certifications and will share information, will share questions, or answer to your questions, and we will discuss also value of this certification and why do you need it. So, ladies, please start.
Let me share my screen.
Thank you, Arina, for the introduction. Yeah, I'm waiting for Shanna to share her screen. But meanwhile, I wanted to tell you that I'm very close to you. I'm in the Middle East. I'm located in Lebanon, and having similar experiences than yours. So during the presentation, if the power went off, don't be surprised. I did my best to select the best spot where I would have continuous internet and power, but if this happens, bear with me. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Arina. My name is Gretta Kelzi. As I said, I'm from Lebanon, so I'm somehow very close to you. I'm sharing the same time zone. And I have my colleague with me, Shanna Helms, joining us from the United States. And yeah. So Shanna and myself are very glad to connect with you. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you, and like just to tell you that we stand with you in your crisis, and we are really inspired by your appetite to keep the professional development learning curve upward, because you know the day you convince yourself that you've mastered your craft or profession or even your relationships is the day you cease to live. So thank you for the opportunity of being with you. So our agenda is very simple. As you can see, we will start by a little brief about PMI and the importance of project management, a little brief, and then remind you of the current offerings of the certification. Before giving the floor to Shanna to deep dive in the newest model of offering the micro-credentials. And finally, closing with some best practices in relation to the application, maintenance, and maintenance process of your certificates. And definitely the chat is open to you at any time to interact with us, to ask any questions. So feel free to use the chat and to interrupt us during the presentation to answer any imminent question. So let's get started with the story of PMI. It's a very short story, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna be long. So PMI started building the foundations of project management 50 years ago, 50 years plus. So the Institute has gone through different cycles or phases, as you can see on the slide. But what is common is that it was realized from day one of the foundation that is gonna be a big thing. Okay, so the first 10 years, the first chapters were established in the States, and then very quickly PMI became global, started holding events outside USA. The second cycle, more chapters were added, first chapters outside the United States and Europe and Africa, and the PMP certification debuts. So by the end of 89, but by the end of the cycle, we had 6,000 plus of members and around 260 PMP certifications. The first edition of the PMBOK guide was released in the third phase, in the third cycle. And yeah, definitely the Institute kept growing rapidly in terms of being an international reference of project excellence. The fourth cycle started the translation of the standards, the practice guides, and the Global Accreditation Center and the Global Executive Council. Regional offices are opened, and we have more certifications added, such as the business analyst, the agile certified practitioner, the portfolio, and so on. And lastly, like on the 50th anniversary, just a few months before the pandemic, PMI launched a global brand awareness campaign. The logo has changed, and launched various different programs adapting and answering the needs of the very rapidly changing world, like quick problem solving, citizen developer, discipline agile, and all of those. In terms of numbers, so enriching the story with those numbers, as you can see on this slide, it's really a global community of certificate holders, members, and most importantly, the community of volunteers from which I personally came from before joining the other side of the game. As I was telling Stefania and Arina. And by global, we mean being actively available across the globe through chapters like you, that we really appreciate and lean on to promote the project management as a profession and build and strengthen the community of professionals. So we are really proud of and really appreciating all the work that you are doing within your local communities. Again, few definitions to set the stage and the common language between us. So this is just to reconfirm that the project management is really a needed competency in the professional environment. So it's a competency that requires a lot of education and training and a lot of experience, as you can all confirm with me. And that through time, it has proven to be a well-developed career path with really a clear upward growth. So when you start, it's always upward. It's always development towards higher levels. Project management is the art of using our leadership skills and experience to deliver projects to create more value and of what we are delivering as outcomes. So really, it's all about using our skills, leadership skills, in the right time, in the right circumstance to deliver more value. So consolidating those definitions with some facts of the market. So as you can see, Accenture Technology says that executives agrees that the future will be based on projects more than roles. While Deloitte report focus on the importance of nurturing human capabilities, and I focus on human capabilities. Like leadership skills as being so strategic and essential to deliver value across industries, whatever is this industry. And finally, McKinsey report comes to confirm the importance of project management as a cognitive skill. So why projects are important? At PMI, we have long advocated that all change in an organization occurs through projects, and we increasingly see that paradigm shift taking place. We have long seen some sectors organized around projects, like, for example, consulting and professional services firm. So what does it mean to be a project manager? For example, why a project? Because I was reading the comment. Why it means to be what it means to be a project manager. A project manager means that they will be leading and communicating with their teams as well as their stakeholders throughout the entire life cycle of the project effectively. So it's about leadership and effective communication. Also, being a project manager means that the project manager will handle the organization and the delegation of tasks. So is to ensure that all project materials and deliverables are completed on time. So it requires organization and time management. Project managers also are called to understand how to resolve issues, so problem solving skills, and adapt their project creatively to avoid misshapes and losses. So it's about creative problem solving and adaptability. And finally, project managers are called to ensure their stakeholders and team members are motivated throughout all the project, and they must be able to manage their team to ensure top quality results on time and the completion of the project deliverables. So it's motivation and team management. All of those characteristics are in high demand because, as you can see on the screen, by 2030, we will be needing, like they will be 102 millions of project management employees, and which means that 25 million of job offering are available, and that 2.3 million annually will be available. Okay, so let's work jointly to grow a well-skilled project managers. Actually, this is what we are doing. All of us, whether from being from the certification team or you as a community of professionals, this is what we are trying to do. Share experiences to build skilled project managers. How do we do that from our side? Simply, from our side, we do that through certifications. So why PMI certifications are beneficial? Simply because, as you know, or you may not know, the exams are developed by practitioners for practitioners. So it's us for us. Okay, when you earn a PMI certification, this is an excellent way for you to be recognized in your skills and experience. And by recognized, I mean globally, and you can use your certification wherever you are on the globe. This will increase your credibility because this certification is accredited and is not related to any industry or methodology, is agnostic. You can apply the learning and the knowledge in any industry using any methodology, whether it is waterfall, agile, hybrid, lean even. So and it's a reliable way for the employer to assess, okay, the credibility or the profile of their hire. So all of this will be accelerating our career and professional growth. Okay. So the next is we are going to introduce you to the framework. okay, with PMI certification designed for all experience level, there is always an optimal way, an optimal next step to enhance and accelerate your career. So the framework is very simple, and it develop a career that works for every one of us. Why? Because it includes all options and is organized based on years of experience. And then it is designed for you to help you select which PMI certification is right for you now and in the future, to reach out your full potential and make yourself essential. So let's start the tour. And I'm not going to be so long in my tour. So if you are in a school or in the university or just a freshly graduated candidate, you have those different options that introduce you to the project management. Okay, and the different methodologies, as you can see, some business analysis, predictive, agile, hybrid, discipline, agile. So when you get one of those certifications, as you can see, the PMI Project Management Ready is for schools. The CAPM is for university students or freshly graduated, the ACP as well, and the DA, those are the agile certifications. So if you get one of those, it's a way to demonstrate your understanding of the fundamental knowledge. So it's a knowledge, terminology, and processes of effective project management. Let's move forward to the next level. With more, when you have more experience and you become a skilled practitioner, you can prove that by taking one of those second level of certifications, like the project management professional, the business analyst, the value stream consultant, or even become a discipline agile coach. So this is a way to validate your competence to perform in the role of a project manager. So now you are performing. You are not only getting the knowledge, you are performing, you are executing, you are delivering projects, you are leading and directing projects, teams, and stakeholders at a scale. Now, next, in between, while growing your experience and career, developing your career plan or career path, you might have identified a specific career path with a specific set of skills. Okay, so such as, like, you have identified a specific skills that are needed in your current or future job, such as the risk or the schedule, or you work in the construction field. So you have those specialized certifications that will recognize your demonstrated knowledge and advanced experience in specialized areas of developing and maintaining your projects. So this is a specialization. At the end, so when you become a senior level practitioner, and even with all of those years of experience, learning will not end at all, as you will be able to be recognized, to have a recognition of your advanced experience, skills, and performance necessary to manage and align projects to realize organizational strategies and objectives when you get your PGMP or PFMP. So this is a way now, like, so if you want to look at the curve, you get the knowledge, you are proven, you have proved your expertise in execution. Now you will move to the strategic level, to the alignment of at the organizational level of the different projects that you are executing. So the certifications are not designed it's not just about doing an exam and getting the certificate, passing the exam and getting the certificate. The certification journey, see, I told you about the power interruption. It happened, so it will be back in a few minutes. So the certification journey is a lifelong learning and commitment to stay abreast of the profession. As you can see on the following slide, and I'm not gonna do the tour of the different numbers, you will see that each certification requires a specific amount of experience and a specific amount of education pre-exam. So you need to have some education before taking the exam, and you need to prove some hours, some months or some years of experience in a specific field. And those experiences and trainings differ from a certification to another. You can have a look. We can share those tables. Those are in all cases available online. So months vary based on experience. You can visit pmi.org for more information. So with this slide, I conclude the certification part. I saw a lot of questions that I will try to answer, if not answered during Shanna's presentation. So now I leave the floor to my colleague Shanna to talk more about another interesting offering and learning opportunities, the micro-credentials. And thank you for listening.
Great. Thank you, Greta. And thank you to the chapter. We appreciate the opportunity to present today. My name is Shanna Helms, and I'm a product specialist on the certification team. We are just so thankful to be here today, and I'm from the United States. We want you to know that we stand with you through all that you're going through in your country. As Greta mentioned, I'll be covering the micro-credential section of the presentation. I think a lot of you have experience with the certifications within PMI, but I'm wondering how many of you have experience with micro-credentials. Will you drop a thumbs up in the chat if you've taken a micro-credential with PMI previously? Today, we're going to cover the difference between a micro-credential and a certification. We're also going to look at how micro-credentials will help you earn PDUs and upskill at the same time. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to do a demo of one of the courses for you. We're going to start off by looking at the framework. Greta gave us a great overview of the certifications in the framework. Now I want to draw your attention to the micro-credentials. What are micro-credentials? Micro-credentials are professional development products that include an interactive course as well as an exam. They certify achievements in specific skills, knowledge, and competencies, and they showcase your expertise to help you stand out among your peers. It's a win-win to take a micro-credential. You can earn PDUs to maintain your current certifications, as well as highlight your expertise in a specialty. PMI has a range of micro-credential topics available, such as Agile, Citizen Developer, Built Environment, Organizational Transformation, and Value Stream Management. If you are a current certification holder, earning PDUs is required to maintain your PMI certifications. These PDUs can be earned through various professional development activities that either center on education or on giving back. And micro-credentials would qualify as education PDUs. The courses provide realistic scenarios to challenge your knowledge and will expand and enhance your technical, leadership, or strategic and business management skills. So why should you consider taking a micro-credential course? Well, the courses allow you to tailor your learning experience to your specific needs. You can take a course at a pace that works for you. You can rewind or replay something. You can go back to a module and watch it again. There's also a glossary and resources available to reinforce what you've learned. Micro-credentials are really designed for professional development. They consist of an online e-learning course bundled with a non-proctored assessment and are achieved over a short period of time. The courses have an easy learning format that contain essential high-level knowledge areas related to the practice of project management. There will be examples of the tasks and responsibilities of the project manager, as well as illustrative examples of the work associated with the task. Once you earn a micro-credential, they do not expire and you do not need to maintain it. It's yours. Upon completion of the exam, you will earn PDUs to apply towards your current PMI certifications, and the PDUs will automatically be applied to your account, so you do not need to self-report them. After successfully passing the exam, you'll also receive a digital badge as a reward. The badge validates that you have knowledge or competency of that skill set. Share the badge on your resume or with your network and social media. So what is the difference between a micro-credential and a certification? Compared to certifications, micro-credentials have no prerequisites and no application. So no additional time spent researching requirements or filling out an application. This is a much easier process. There's no proctored exam. There's no expiration, so no renewal, as we've mentioned. And you get a course with the micro-credential. Okay, the courses have presentations, interactive elements, pop quizzes, real-world scenarios, thought points, and resources to help you explore, learn, and remember the content. The main benefit here is that your micro-credential is going to certify that you have a specific skill set or knowledge and competency. We know that's similar to a certification, but the micro-credential can be completed in a fraction of the time. Taking a micro-credential is typically the next step after earning a certification. So you're going to earn PDUs to maintain your other certifications, and really you're going to add a skill set to advance your career. I do want to review our micro-credential courses that are available, but before we go through that tour, can I stop and address any questions that anyone has? As the presenter, I don't actually see the chat. So Greta, could you take a look at the chat for me, please?
Yeah, actually, most of the questions are answered except for the one checking of if there is any Pearson View Center in a certain region. So we will check it. We will check this on Pearson View website and answer you back. The other question is about if there are any special prices for PMI Ukraine members for micro-credentials, and if there are any special bundles for micro-credentials. So do you want me to take this question, Shanna, now or towards the end?
Yeah, I think it's a great time to address that question, Greta.
Okay, so yeah, so for the chapter members, all members of PMI have special pricing. So if you are a member, then you get a cheaper price than what is available on the website. And also recently PMI has launched something called a country tier pricing. So based on your country of residence, you will have a different price. So I'm not sure exactly about the pricing, but yes, there is a different pricing about each product. For bundling micro-credentials, the bundles, like you will see in the presentation that Shanna will be showing in the following slides, that some of the topics are bundled together. Like, you know, there is a series of credentials, micro-credentials that are linked together. So this type of bundling is available for example, like now she will show us, Shanna, about this. And I hope I answered the question.
Okay, I'm going to proceed forward. Keep the questions coming. We're happy to answer any questions you guys have. That's why we're here today. Okay. The first section of courses we're going to look at are the Agile courses. We have seen the adoption, of Agile project management methodologies grow. That's why PMI has 2 Agile-focused micro-credentials, Agile Metrics and Agile Hybrid. The Agile Metrics micro-credential will teach you how to select effective metrics that are aligned with your team and organizational goals. This course is for people with different levels of Agile and reporting experience and anyone responsible for measuring performance. The course takes around 3 to 6 hours to complete, and you're going to earn 7 PDUs with this micro-credential. There are 5 modules in this particular course. The 5 modules are Introducing Agile Metrics, Why do we measure, What should we measure, How should we measure, and How do we scale and roll up metrics to management. Next, we have the Agile Hybrid Project Pro micro-credential course. In this course, you will work through realistic scenarios to practice applying Agile and hybrid principles and concepts. The course was created for pre-2021 PMP holders who want to align to the current PMP standards. But really, guys, this course is great for any project manager who wants to demonstrate that they have Agile and hybrid skills. There are 21 modules in this particular course. So I'm only going to highlight 5 of them to give you an example of the content. You have manage conflict, lead a team, collaborate with stakeholders, engage and support virtual teams, and manage project changes. This micro-credential is an excellent complement to anyone with a PMP. The next series of courses we're going to look at are Citizen Developer. Citizen Development has 2 micro-credentials and 14 PDUs. There's also an individual course available as an introduction. Project managers can implement citizen development to create applications using low-code and no-code platforms. This helps reduce reliance on the IT department to create apps for a fraction of the cost and time commitment. The Citizen Developer Practitioner will help, will help you develop applications in a consistent, compliant, and scalable manner. This course provides best practices in citizen development methodology, and it's recommended to have some experience in project management before taking this micro-credential. This e-learning course contains 8 modules, and you'll receive downloadable templates and a suitability assessment to help you structure your application. And you're going to earn 6 PDUs with this micro-credential. The other course in the topic is Citizen Developer Business Architect. In this course, you'll learn how to effectively manage and introduce scalable citizen development within an organization. You'll receive advice and hear real-world stories from citizen development experts, and you'll get access to downloadable resources to support you. This course has 8 PDUs, and the topics include things like the operating model, the organizational alignment, the maturity model. Now I'm going to move into the built environment series of micro-credentials. This world is relying on construction, and we know that the industry has around 3.5 trillion in global economic infrastructure investment needed through the year 2035. So PMI has put together a series of courses that has 7 e-learning modules that comprise the construction curriculum. 3 of those are micro-credentials and 4 of those are courses. If you take all of those, you can work towards earning the certification that Gretta mentioned earlier. So these courses are meant for project managers and stakeholders who are in the engineering and construction fields. The first one is the Performance Project Communication Pro course. Here you'll learn the power of effective communication and how to improve on this skill specifically in construction. And this course earns 6 PDUs. Next, we have the Performance and Materials Management Pro course. You'll learn how to build a project performance strategy with tools and techniques for effective materials management, and you'll earn 6 PDUs. And finally, you have the Technology and Innovation Pro course, where you'll learn about concepts of innovation and how it can be applied throughout the project lifecycle. This course earns 6 PDUs. Okay, and the final series here is the Organizational Transformation, which has 3 micro-credentials, and each one is worth 10 PDUs for 30 total PDUs. The OTS series teaches how to help project professionals lead transformations within their organizations. The courses will cover transformation strategy and execution, with the goal to lead transformation efforts in a more effective and efficient way. You'll learn how to reduce transformation expenses, drive engagement, and ultimately strengthen organizational culture using the different frameworks and models. The series has 3 courses, which are Foundation, Implementation, and Orchestration. So that's what we're going to cover. Okay, the Foundation course introduces the building blocks, fundamental methodologies, and people side of transformation. It uses case studies and scenarios to cover transformation concepts, transformation challenges, best practices, and responsibilities of project leaders. The Implementation is the second course in the series. The course provides the framework for transformation execution. Learn how to assess the as-is context and capabilities of your organization and its people in order to activate the transformation lifecycle. This intermediate course dives into real-world experiences to identify the frameworks of domains, describe the best practices, identify strong leadership characteristics, describe the means for activating the transformation, and the 5 touchstones of transformations. And the last course in this series is the Orchestration. This is the 3rd course in the series that provides the leadership and strategic knowledge of transformation. Learn how to lead a people-centered transformation and anchor the new culture in your organization. This is an advanced course and applies focus on assessing market conditions and trends, exploring frameworks for achieving outcomes, and applying a human-centric approach towards your organization. There is one final micro-credential that I don't have covered in this slideshow, and that's the value stream management. You can check that out on PMI.org. It's pretty new. So now let's move to look at how to apply for these and the maintenance for these, okay? Gretta talked about the requirements to apply for a certification, okay? There is no requirements to apply for a micro-credential. So to obtain a PMI certification, first you will need to complete an application online. You will need to meet the eligibility requirements, so please be sure to research that beforehand. Once your application is accepted, you can schedule your exam and then be sure to study appropriately to pass the exam. As a certification holder, you must earn a minimum number of PDUs in each of the skill areas of the PMI Talent Triangle. You can utilize the micro-credentials to help you meet these PDUs. Okay, so the micro-credentials, as we mentioned, there is no application process. You'll simply purchase and complete the course, then pass the exam to earn your PDUs and your digital badge. Also, you'll have lifetime access to that course as long as it's available, okay? You can go back and reference the course content at any time. So what's next? Okay, ask yourself, what are your professional development goals? Identify what knowledge could benefit you, your team, or your company. As you set learning objectives for yourself, research micro-credentials on PMI.org to personalize your learning journey and earn PDUs. We received this testimony for the Agile Hybrid Project Pro micro-credential. The candidate said the training modules were insightful and included creative ways to test their knowledge. Okay. Before I move into the demo, guys, we're here because we recognize the value of continuing education. We know it's important to, just like it's important to maintain our physical bodies, it's important to maintain and improve our project management skills. This helps us to stay sharp and remain aware of industry trends. So I'm going to pause here and just try to see if anyone has any questions before I move into the demo. And Gretta,
Yes.
please help me out with those.
Yeah, I'm monitoring the chat. So if anyone wants to unmute and ask a direct question.
Yeah, I see a question that's about the procedure. If a company where I work is willing to pay micro-credentials on behalf of my name via bank transfer, what the procedure might be?
Do you want to answer this, Shanna?
Could you repeat the question?
What's the procedure if the company where I work is willing to pay micro-credentials on behalf of my name via bank transfer, not by using credit card?
Yes, so I think the correct procedure for that is to add the course to your cart. And I believe I'm logged in here to PMI.org. Okay, yes. So within your cart, when you continue to check out, you will have the option to generate a quote. And with this quote, you can use this to send it to your company, and they can then communicate with PMI to pay for that course. So that would turn the quote into an order.
Okay, thank you. And another question, for how long the course content will be available for review?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that is one of the benefits of a micro-credential. The courses are available indefinitely as long as the course doesn't get discontinued. And I'm going to pause and just note the price that's shown here. This is for me in the United States. Your prices would be different.
We can't see the screen. We're seeing the slides.
It's not coming through. Okay. Thank you for telling me that, Gretta.
Yeah, and thank you, Alexi, for confirming that we are all sharing the same values. So thank you for that. So this is where you can generate a quote.
Yes. Thank you. Is my screen coming through now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so this was what I was trying to show earlier. Once you add your course to your cart, let me back up one screen. So I have the course in my cart. You can continue to check out. There is an option here for payment method, generate a quote. And what this does is this allows you to take the quote to your company. That quote can then contact PMI and let them know they'd like to purchase the quote, and the quote can be turned into an order.
Okay, thank you. I suppose that's clear. And here another question. What about Brightline microcreds?
You mean the organizational transformation? Because the Brightline as a Brightline are courses that are available online for free or on Coursera. But the micro-credentials that were created based on the Brightline are the organizational transformation, the ones that just Shanna told us about, the OTF Foundation, the implementation OTE, and the orchestration OTO. So those are the ones that were generated from the Brightline. Again, the courses that are available on Brightline are either accessible from Coursera or for free from the website. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So Shanna will do a quick demo now for one of those, like the full experience of buying and logging in and start the learning journey of one of those micro-credentials.
So if there are no more questions here, I will proceed. Assuming my screen is still coming through okay, you should be able to see PMI.org. And what we're going to assume is I've already purchased the course and it is now active on my account. So if I go to my name, I can go to my dashboard as well as library. And within the library, I have my courses available here. And I can click into the Agile Hybrid Project Pro course. In this course, you'll learn and practice relevant Agile and hybrid principles and concepts. So I wanted to cover this course because I think it's a great example of a micro-credential course. You're going to see that the course uses case studies to learn about key topics in Agile and hybrid project management. So once you're in the course, you'll notice a couple of things. You've got course contents that includes all of the modules of the micro-credential. The Agile Hybrid Project Pro has 21 modules. Okay, so it is pretty robust. You also have the course overview, and the course overview has a description of the course summary as well as the PDU allocation with the talent triangles. Okay, so I want to go ahead and start this module here, lead a team.
In this lesson, we'll look at how to lead a team.
Is the sound coming through?
Yes.
Yeah.
John Winters and his team at WinterWent, or WW Entertainment, are developing a groundbreaking video game. The game uses a virtual reality, or VR headset, and works with the player's invented persona. Users are encouraged to use their memories to ascribe details such as family members, friends, and locations to their personas to increase personalization of the game scenarios. You are the project manager who will determine how this player information is handled responsibly and securely by WW, as well as how it is visually represented in the game. You will lead a team of software developers and legal and ethical consultants. WW is pushing the boundaries of technology, and you need to lead a team of diverse experts towards the project outcomes that will make publication of this game feasible. You will navigate sensitive data access and security issues to make this new game safe for users. By completing the tasks in this section, you practice how to set the project vision, support diversity and inclusion, value servant leadership, choose your leadership style, inspire, motivate, and influence, understand stakeholder influence, figure out options for leading, and maintain the team.
Okay, so I let the audio play through just for the demo purposes. You can advance here if you are reading faster than that. You'll notice that this popped up. This gives us a PMP tip. Okay, so it just tells you it's tempting to jump right into the project, but before you do, spend time figuring out a strategy for how you plan to lead a team. Since the module we are in is leading a team, the content here is related to that topic. Now I want to draw your attention to these buttons. We have the menu button. This shows us where we are at within the module. So we did the welcome, the introduction, the what you'll learn, and now we're on the task overview. Okay. As I progress, to next, it'll take us to task 1. It'll talk about the project vision, and then it will give us a short question to answer. We do have a transcript available. This would open a new window with all of the audio that's playing. We have a glossary. So if you wanted to look up the meaning of something, you can scroll through this full glossary. Maybe you wanted the meaning of agile. You can read that in the glossary. Okay, and then we have the resources. The resources contain links to relevant articles, papers, and project templates that are available in PMI's Learning Library. I am going to proceed to the next section here, just to give you a little bit
Are you
more of a
ready to
taste.
learn about and practice this task? Get started by reading the task overview.
Okay, so now they're talking about this particular case study and what the project manager would need to figure out to lead this team.
Task 1. Set the project vision.
So with setting the project vision, the course is going to give you two different options to review tools and techniques and deliverables and artifacts. Okay, so you're learning some key terminology and things that you need to think about in solving this particular project. The deliverables and artifacts talks about the vision statement and how important that is for leading a team and successfully leading your project.
You are meeting with the team leaders working on WW's new game to set the vision and mission for the project. You have agreed to draft a statement and then hold a team meeting to discuss and tailor it to the project outcomes.
Okay, so I wanted to make sure and show you guys some of the questions that pop up to test your knowledge. This question is asking which discussion prompts will be most useful in this meeting, and it says to select two answers. So since we're setting the project vision, which discussion prompts will be most useful? Would it be A, what was the inspiration behind the game? B, how many developers are you going to need and with what level of skill? C, how does the game align with WW's other product offerings in terms of audience? Or D, how long is the forecasted development time? Can anyone help me answer this question? I think the obvious answer would be A. So what about the second answer?
Maybe C.
Probably C. So we'll select those two, hit submit, and it tells us, super, you got the answer right. So that's all I'm going to go through with the demo, but I really wanted you to see how the course uses case studies to learn about the module topics. Typically, this is how the courses are set up. You'll be presented with a situation and imagine yourself in that situation and how you would handle it. The case studies are using domains, tasks, and enablers. And the tasks are the responsibilities of the project manager within each domain area. The enablers are illustrative examples of the work associated with the task. So as you imagine how you would react in a given scenario, you're going to learn the keys to mastering project management. So that's all I have for the demo. Just want to say that PMI is your partner to help you stay competitive in the field of project management. We hope you've enjoyed learning more about micro-credentials. Thank you so much for attending today. What other questions can we answer?
Yeah, there is a question in the chat asking about if I have a PMP, is the micro-credential useful for me or it's just only for the PDUs?
Yeah, I mean, I can answer that question. Definitely the micro-credentials would be useful for you. That comes down to picking a topic that you find interesting or useful to your career and your company's needs. That's why we wanted to go through the different options for you so you could really see what's available.
So
And
it's a double win. Sorry, it's a double win. It's a new knowledge and it's a PDU, so it's a win-win. It's both.
Great question. Yeah, thank you for asking that question.
So
yeah, and here's another question. If I'm going to get the PMI ACP, will be the micro-credential about Agile helpful to getting this?
yes, of
Yes,
course.
I can take that one. So you may see some duplication in the terminologies because you're probably already going to be familiar with the definition of agile. You're going to be familiar with the manifesto and things of that nature. But what's good about these courses is the reiteration of your knowledge and keeping yourself fresh and staying in practice with all of the different key terminologies that make you successful in agile.
Super, thank you.
But just to be clear, it's not a replacement for the training that is required, the contact hours. Is it right, Shanna?
That is right, Greta. Yes, so you still need those contact hours to meet and maintain your credential.
Is it possible to use the hours from micro-credentials to using this for PMI ACP or another certification?
The question is it possible to review the course content before, like, do you have a sneak peek about the course before you purchase it? Is there any information that you can know before taking the decision to purchase the course?
Let me see if I can give you.
I think you should go to the slide talking about one of those micro-credentials and ask them to scan the QR code where you can find all the information about all the micro-credentials.
Yeah, you're probably right, Greta, because that's what I was thinking too. If you go to PMI.org and you look at the micro-credential product page, there are additional resources on that page. So of course you'll get the description of the product, but there are additional resources for the exam and some of the resources that were utilized to create the course itself.
I suppose it's there was meaning that is it possible to see some demo version like Shanna, you show this before buying the course?
I tell you what, if someone wanted to contact me, I would be completely open to demoing a course. I have no problem doing that.
But it's not on the site before purchasing.
Unfortunately, there's nothing like that on the site, no.
But the page includes all the modules. Like the page says that in this course you have 6 modules, and this is the title of the modules. So you will have a glimpse of what you will be learning or what you will be covering in terms of topics. I don't know if this is enough for you. Someone is asking about where can I find it? Can I find it? What do you mean? You're looking for the page?
Yeah, hello. No, like we asked about the exam. So, Shanna, can you please tell us about more about exam?
Of the micro-credentials,
yes,
right?
sure. Yeah. That would be great to know because I saw in a contact that there is like a practice quiz. Does it mean that this is an exam or this is kind of like a review before you go to an examination?
So I'm not sure I completely understand your question, but let me see if I can answer it, and then you can tell me if you still have more questions. The exams for the micro-credentials are not proctored, so you can take them in the comfort of your own home. Okay, there's no special process to take the exam. Each exam is a little different for each micro-credential, right? So the questions will vary, the time that you're allotted will vary. But as an example, let me tell you the Agile Hybrid Project Pro, since that's the course that we just reviewed. That particular course has 60 questions. I'm sorry, that exam has 60 questions, and you get 75 minutes to complete the exam.
So once you finish the course, a button will be activated asking you to schedule the exam. The exams are scheduled using Pearson VUE, right, Shanna?
No, it's
No,
not.
he can just
No, It's not.
You can
Okay.
just start the exam.
So you can click on start. It's a non-proctored exam, yeah. So when I did the Agile Hybrid, it was through Pearson VUE, so that's why I asked you if you are prompt to schedule an exam.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good question. Did that answer it for you?
Not really, like that's okay, but where can I find it? Inside the Sours contact, there is like, let's say, Agile Hybrid Practice quiz. What does it mean? This is like the quiz where I can like remember what I learned before, or it is an actual examination?
No, it's just a recap. The question that was asked inside the course is just a way to recap for you. It's just like, as at the end of the module, you have some questions to remind you of the basic things that you have seen in this module. So it's not the exam, because those questions are most of them of a recall type, while for the exam it's most of the time situational.
The question is here, exam fee is included in the payment?
It is.
Yeah, Andre, did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
all clear now. Thanks.
All the questions. I like the interaction, and I like all of those questions.
Anna, Greta, thank you very much. This was a very insightful presentation. We are at PMI Ukraine actually looking forward for our members to go through this and get some micro-credentials for themselves.
Yeah, thank you, Ross.
I also had a question about Brightline and change management and organizational transformation initiative of PMI. Do you have any insights for us how PMI plans to develop this? Will there be any, micro-credentials like we discussed today, or it will be still like limited to that Coursera certificate or something else?
Shanna, do you want to answer, or I can answer this?
Yeah, go ahead, Greta. I think this was similar to the question we had earlier.
Exactly. So it's so for now, the micro-credentials that are related to strategy implementation and change management are the ones that are called the organizational transformation series that are part of Brightline. So for now, those are the 3 available micro-credentials that have content, if you want, inspired from the Brightline. And it are under the umbrella of Brightline, the organizational transformation, the three micro-creds.
Okay, well, that's amazing. Unfortunately, it's not that obvious from the Brightline page.
Yes. Yeah, I don't have answer to this. I'm sorry for that, but those falls under the umbrella of Brightline.
Okay, thank you very much.
Maybe you can we can get you some contacts from this team if you want to know more about it.
Well, my mission is to spread the knowledge within Ukraine, because I'm a member of PMI Ukraine board. So I will use that information to make sure our members know what's going on, because we have members particularly interested in change management, and they will be happy to know that Brightline is not staying in the same state. It's developing and moving forward.
Brightline is an initiative. It has some learning content that is not considered as a micro-credential or as a certification. It's just an online course that you can take and you get a certificate of attendance. But the official micro-credentials are the organizational transformation series.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. If anyone has more questions, please feel free.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as we did. It's always a pleasure to get in touch with all the chapters and your chapter in specific. So if you need anything, you can find us on LinkedIn. You can reach out to us. We can put our emails in the chat as well. I'm gonna put my email in the chat.
Yeah, thank you. We'll share this information for our members as well.
And it was our great pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for
Thank
such
you.
detailed information, and this was really brilliant presentation, very helpful and very useful. I learned a lot of new things that I thought I know, but not.
That's good. This is really our great pleasure to hear this. So anything.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.